Good morning, Dreamhouse Nation. It's James Lewis of This Dreamhouse, the show that is all about the house. And talking about houses, Mr. Anderson's Alliance is going to help build a community, not just a house. So we're excited to introduce our guest today, Ken Anderson, legendary Bengal, and now head operator of the Anderson Alliance. Mr. Anderson, thank you for joining us today.
The pleasure's all mine.
Next time you're in town, do you want to get some coffee?
Yeah, that would be great. I think I've got just the place if you want to join me.
Excellent. Where were you thinking?
Well, it's a new coffee house up in Silverton on Plainfield Road. It's called Just Brew Coffee House. It happens to be run by the Ken Anderson Alliance and some of our adults with developmental disabilities. And it's exciting. We're going to open up a soft opening later on in May, but we're going to have a grand opening on June 15th. We'll have a lot of activities going. I'm going to be there all day if you want to come up and get an autograph, so it should be a good time.
That is phenomenal. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. And the great thing about that place, it sounds like it's really giving some deserving people job opportunities.
No, that's exactly correct. And you know, of course, the mission of the Ken Anderson Alliance is to create, live, work, and engage opportunities for adults with developmental disabilities. And, you know, this is one of our work programs. And, you know, that's also where the building where our foundation is housed. You know, besides the coffee shop, we'll also have a small retail store where you can, you know, buy some of the items that our adults are making, bath bombs, greeting cards, something like that. Or if you need any Ken Anderson autograph stuff, we've got that there too. Jerseys, helmets, T-shirts. We've got it all there for all your shopping needs.
Awesome. Sounds great. Now, the question is, do you want to sit inside or outside?
Well, you can do both. You know, we've got seating for 24 inside and close to 40 outside. So it's a very nice setting. And, you know, besides coffee, we'll have some pastries. You know, you can get different bagels, those kinds of things as well.
Excellent. Is there going to be music going on?
Yeah, Thursday nights we're going to kind of schedule to have music, but, you know, for the grand opening, we'll have music and we'll have food trucks and some of the local dignitaries will be there. So, like I said, June 15th is going to be a fun day.
Now, we've already had you on before to talk about the Anderson Alliance, but just for our new listeners, what is the Anderson Alliance?
Well, like I say, our mission is to create, live, work, and engage opportunities for adults with developmental disabilities. We talked a little bit about some of our work options. We also have an aquaponics venture up and running out on the west side that grows lettuces that is for sale. Some, you know, you can always go there. I think it's on Tuesdays and Thursdays that we have curbside pickup. For all the information about that, you can go to KenAndersonAlliance.org. But again, that's another way that we can provide work opportunities for our adults, which is, you know, real wages for real jobs. The other thing, you know, it's important that adults don't feel isolated. And so we have about 25 engaged programs going a month where we go out in small groups for different functions. It may be going up to the Ken Anderson Alliance office. We have a big gaming room there to play video games. It may be going out to dinner. It may be going to a ball game, going to putt-putt. Some of our most popular events are going to other nonprofits to volunteer as well. So right now we're servicing about 250 adults a month in those programs. And, you know, our big project we're really excited about is we've purchased 23 acres out in Springfield Township where we're going to actually build a community for adults with developmental disabilities. And, you know, hopefully, we'll be breaking ground sometime in the year. And, you know, again, you can kind of keep notice that we're gearing up for our capital campaign to get this project going.
Definitely. You mentioned all the fun activities that you do. One of the ones that I really like, of course I'm biased, is because I'm buddies with the people at Bogart's, and they love to hook us up with tickets to give out to the Anderson Alliance. We've done that a couple times, and fortunately, with how things are going nowadays, they haven't been able to do many shows, but I'm sure when that gets back up, they'll have plenty of fun tickets for you all to come out and enjoy them.
Yeah, well, that's always been a fun place for our adults to go as well.
So you have a lot of fun upcoming events in June, August, October. Tell us a little bit about those.
Well, on June 21st, Dave Lapham and I are partnering with a golf tournament at Makatiwa Country Club. And, Ken Anderson Alliance, the alliance part was very intentional that we want to form alliances with other nonprofits in the area. So that golf outing will not only benefit the Ken Anderson Alliance, but also the Down Syndrome Association of Greater Cincinnati. On July 25th, it's Rockin' and Riding for Autism, which is a motorcycle ride that will be happening at the Harley-Davidson shop out in Fairfield. Sometime in August, hopefully we'll get back to our stadium stride. And it was canceled last year because of COVID, and we could not get in the Bengals stadium at that point in time. But it's a real fun walk that a little bit different than the normal kind. We'll walk around the stadium. We'll get to go down inside on the field, and we have different obstacles geared up specifically for adults with developmental disabilities. I know the last time I was kind of throwing footballs into a target net with everybody, and Jimmy Breach was coaching us up on how to kick a field goal, and you can get timed in a 40-yard dash, a bunch of different obstacles, and then we'll have a beer garden set up afterwards, different food trucks and different live music for that event as well. But that will be, again, stay tuned for the date because the Bengals schedule is not out yet. We have to wait to see when the stadium is going to be available. And then October 3rd and 4th, we're going to have our inaugural golf outing to benefit the Ken Anderson Alliance, which will be at the Traditions Golf Club in Hebron, Kentucky. And that'll be on a Monday. And the night before, on October 3rd, we'll have our Legends Dinner down at the New Riff Distillery in Newport, where, again, I'm looking forward to getting these Legends Dinners going again because we get a lot of my old teammates together. And tell stories, which is a real fun evening. And, guys that have been there in the past, Lapham's always been there, and, Anthony and Max Montoya and Louis Breeden. So we get a lot of guys, and we'll kind of get the lineup set as we get closer. So that's what's on tap. And, again, you can go to KenAndersonAlliance.org. You can click on our events, and you'll find out how you can be a part of them, when they're going to be. So it should be a lot of good activities coming up.
It seems you and your fellow alumni really do care about the community and are always giving back in some way, shape, or form.
Well, I think that's one of the things that I'm really proud of the group of guys that I've played with and how much they care about, Cincinnati and the community. And, like I say, what Anthony, has done, and Jimmy Breach is always so active, and David Fulcher and Louis Breed and Robert Jackson. I mean, you kind of name it, and these guys are involved trying to make other people's lives better.
Now, you mentioned Jim Breach as a football player. I didn't know Jim Breach played football. I know he plays golf, obviously, but I didn't know he could play football.
Yeah, well, he's only the Bengals' all-time leading scorer. But a great guy, and I'm not sure, he may not be the best golfer of all us alumni.
What? Oh, I heard he's amazing. Like I saw him play.
I'm not sure he's not the best.
Oh yeah, I've seen him play, and he was just, phenomenal. So, how can our listeners sign up for the golf outing?
Well, again, if you go to KenAndersonAlliance.org, you'll see about our events, and there's a tab there where you can sign up to get involved. For all of our events, you can go there and find out, how to register for these events.
Now, you mentioned the Rock and Ride for Autism with Harley-Davidson. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, it's kind of a fun opportunity for motorcycle enthusiasts to support our foundation. And, again, it's going to be on July 25th, and registration starts at 11 at the Queen City Harley-Davidson in Fairfield. And, this is just kind of a ride to go around and, support us. And afterwards, there's going to be some music and food at the Harley-Davidson shop. So, again, a fun day.
And I understand you got some really nice bands. Who's in the lineup?
Well, Jelly Smooch, Blackstone Cat, the Stagger Lee Band, Russell Jenkins XL Band, and Due South. So a lot of great local bands.
Now, like you said, the Stadium Stride, we're not sure on the date yet, but it sounds like, that has been a successful event in the past.
Yes, it has. It started off, several years ago, and we kind of would go between the Bengals Stadium and the Red Stadium and kind of a viewing party at the banks to watch a Bengals game, because obviously if we were in the stadium, it was going to be a road game. And, then all of a sudden we've got it scheduled, a certain time, and then the Bengals get their game flexed to a later time, and it just didn't work out. And so last year we were trying to kind of make it different, and we found this little obstacle course in the stadium was very popular among people. So we're going to expand on that this year. But it's a chance to go into the stadium, and see where the players, actually play, and the views from in there, which are quite spectacular.
That is awesome. Now, we've been asking you the easy questions so far because obviously you're very passionate about your alliance, but now we're going to ask you the tough questions. The draft. Now, listeners, this interview is taped on Wednesday, so it is before the draft. So when he answers, and if the draft pick is not correct, it's not he doesn't know who they picked. We're asking him before the draft. So who would you pick with the 5th pick?
Well, as a quarterback who relied on my offensive lineman to keep me upright to do my job, I kind of like that big tackle from Oregon. So that's who I'm kind of hoping for. Nice.
And would you keep building with the line on the 2nd round, or do you think you would go a different direction in the 2nd round?
Well, I don't know. I know there's some new players on the line they had last year. They had a lot of injuries, and it was hard to keep the same lineup in there. And so I know they've got some young guys there that they think are going to be better this year and are that they can develop. And so, they know that. The coaches know that better. But I know they'd like to get another speed receiver somewhere on the outside, and maybe that's what happens in the 2nd round.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to say they have such a bright future, the Bengals do. And, of course, our listeners, we love rooting for them. Before we let you go, where on social media, where on the web, where can we find out more about the Anderson Alliance?
Well, you can go to our Twitter account, under Ken Anderson Alliance, or you can get a hold of me on Twitter, at Ken Anderson NFL. So I haven't been real active lately, but I've got to get back there starting with the draft coming up.
Sounds great. Well, we appreciate having you on the show, Mr. Anderson.
Well, the pleasure is mine. And like I say, don't forget June 15th for the grand opening of Just Brews out in Silverton at our offices, our coffee shop. And I'll be out there all day to sign autographs.